All right, we got some fun in the sun here today, guys. The Hunter and the Beast Let's Play was released by Creative Assembly, and with that, we get a teaser, a little bit of a preview of what the new Empire units are going to be like, and we also get to see some of the units that we get from the elector counts that were teased in their Twitter post. So in this video here today, we're going to go through those units real quick. The video is really awesome. It's narrated by the lovely Guy Mead. He's one of the production people that helps out anytime we do an Everchosen when we go over there. He's kind of like a mermaid. He's very sexual and exciting, but at the same time, today we're going to go through those units here. We're going to talk about those unit cards we're going to see on the left side of the screen. I'm going to pause every time a new one's on the screen. We'll talk a little bit about their units real quick. As we move through this, we will stop at the Lizardmen and kind of conclude the video there. You've already kind of seen the Lizardmen from my my quick battle, and also I really want you guys to go watch that let's play. It goes into a lot of detail about Marcus Wolfhart's campaign, and it's really cool. Also, like, I guess an opening thing on it real quick is you can see the new technology tree, which is just badass. Like, look at this thing. You have missiles, war machines, cav, infantry, colonial factors such as like civic bonuses, colonial library, hunting advances, and diplomatic kind of bonuses, diplomatic missions, all separated out. Like, this new technology tree is so much more streamlined. I really like it. I mean, we see stuff that we're used to, right? State troop standards. These things are not anything new. But then we look at stuff like tithe rebates, grain silos, colonial forts, and hunters guilds, and how they help out the hunting portion of Marcus's campaign. So I definitely encourage you to go take a look at this Let's Play so you can get a good idea of some of the things that are coming with the new Marcus Wolfhard campaign. But let's dive here into the first unit, the War Wagon. Now, this is the War Wagon variant with the mortar. We know there are multiple versions of the War Wagon, including a Hellblaster volley gun version and a normal one that's just shooting with handgunners. And we can see that this thing has got a pretty good, decent range at 340, and it is, of course, a mortar as well. Its speed is not too fast. It's got a 50 speed, so it's not going to be juking out everyone and Tokyo drifting through the place, but it's still going to be quite quick on the draw here because it still is a mortar, so it's going to be able to keep moving constantly. I think what excites me the most about war wagons, and this is kind of like a future statement, is we took a look at the armory for Kislev and how it could possibly have horse-drawn artillery. Well, this is kind of the same thing, so I'm really excited to see where this all goes. But this is our war wagon with war wagon mortar here. Spicy looking little beast. And it's awesome it has a mortar in it. Like, that is going to be pretty devastating. Like, the mortar in and of itself, depending on what you're up against for Empire, can be really strong, especially if you're fighting against skinks. It'll help out again. It won't help out against Saurus, really. But a lot of just like dense infantry units, it'll do quite a bit. Then the Black Lions here. Here's the War Wagon with the Hellblaster. 772 missile damage coming out of this bad boy at 250 range. Same thing we expect from any other War Wagon so far. That payload of death. And now we see the Stubborn Bulls, the Empire Knight Greatswords. I'm not necessarily 100% sure on which electoral state these guys come from, but I think we all know which one they come from. It's got the bull on its tapestry, so we'll see. But they do have immune to psychology, which is pretty nice here. Well, take a look at this. 48 AP weapon strength coming out of an Empire Knights unit. So you basically are gonna have access to questing knights in the Empire, more or less. Anti-infantry and AP. We'll take a look once we can actually see what this weapon strength value is, how much anti-infantry is actually in there. But it'll be really cool to see these guys on the battlefield because you'll be able to bring, I'm assuming, a cheaper variant. I mean, we don't know what the upkeep cost is on this, and guys said during this video that these guys will not be in multiplayer. The War Wagons will all be in multiplayer, but everything from this point on it will not be. They will strictly be in single player. You can tell from this little icon here. They'll be in single player only, kind of like the Blessed Spawnings. But the Stubborn Bulls here are going to give us access to some AP cav, which will kind of circumvent getting Demogryph Knights with halberds at that point in the campaign, right? If you get these guys first, at least you can kind of wait a little bit to get those Demogryphs. Gets you some access to some AP cav quite quickly. So That is pretty sexual, and they look awesome too. Oh, I'm so stoked. The Emperor's Wrath, the new steam tank. We saw this in the DLC trailer. We saw the blue steam tank here. That is the Emperor's Wrath, and it's going to have AP. It's going to cause terror. It's going to be unbreakable. We don't quite know what these two icons are just yet, obviously, but we can see it shoots. It looks like discouraging shots. So just like what we get with the Goblobber, how it will discourage units. So it looks like we're going to be getting that as well. 506 missile damage and 200 weapon strength from this bad boy, just rolling over things and dealing quite a bit of damage, it looks like. We'll see how it kind of mixes up the typical steam tank play. Now here is another knightly order here, the Knights of the Everlasting Light. Now it looks like they're going to have their own little ability here. It's probably going to be something that reduces... It's either going to be like reduced leadership or melee attack. Who knows? It probably is something along those lines as either like an aura or something like that. But we can see they get 26 melee attack, and it is magic damage, which is nice here. See, magical aura is this, whatever the hell this is. We'll hopefully see it in some Let's Plays on their Twitch. They did release their whole entire September streaming schedule. So this is the 3rd. So tomorrow, I believe, is Nakai. 5th is the Wolfheart campaign. We'll hopefully see what exactly that is. And then I think they said the 6th is Gorok's campaign. So if you want to see that, it's going to be on their Twitch. But these are the Knights of the Everlasting Light here. I'm stoked to see these knightly orders on here. Now, I do have a gripe with them, and I'll talk about them at the end of this video. But I'm stoked so far to see them. They have the Borderman Outriders, or grenade launcher variant. I'm not really sure where exactly these guys will be based out of. But we can see that they've got plenty of AP damage here. They can fire whilst to moving. Vanguard deployment as well. Can't attack the air because it's a grenade launcher. You crazy Arnold Schwarzenegger Rambo motherfucker. Alright, so we have the Knights of Morr, one of my favorite knightly orders next to the Knights Panther and the White Wolves of Ulrich, or Knights of the White Wolf. White Wolves of Ulrich, that's my new knightly order. So we can see here that these guys have some sort of psychology immunity thing. They do cause terror, which is pretty sexual. Of course, we see magical aura, anti-infantry causes terror. We're not quite sure, obviously, what this is yet. Hopefully, we'll find out in that Marcus Wolfheart campaign gameplay on the 5th. We'll be able to hopefully drill down on it. But they look pretty spicy. Now, I'm just going to out and say it before waiting all the way to the end. I am a little disappointed in the way the Knights of the Morr look. They're supposed to be like clad in like absolute black, not the Knights of Christmas with red and green. At the same time, though, I do love them because I love everything that is new and that is newly added to this game. I do wish, though, that they were clad in black, and I wish they had. I think they have maces in the lore. We did cover them in our own video. Nightly Order video on the Knights of Morr. We've done quite a few of those. I'll have a link to my Empire playlist so you can see all the Empire stuff we've covered on this channel as far as lore goes. But I would say that's probably my biggest standout thing against the Knightly Orders right now, is that I want them to be a little bit more unique. I understand what they're doing. They're using creative assets they've already got, and they're repurposing them. Have at it. You know, if it cuts down on development cost so they can give us this kind of stuff, I'm cool with it. This can always be rectified in mods and so on and so forth. And I mean, the Knights of Morr have been added in mods, and we've seen in mods they are wearing pitch black armor. So I think that from a creative standard standpoint for the company, they probably looked at it and said, well, making them pitch black makes them not look appealing, so let's make them look like this or something of the sort. So I am allowing whatever creative license that they took. Now, the Noble Sons Abroad here are your Pistoliers. Now, these guys fire whilst moving, as obviously. No AP damage on these little bad boys. I thought Pistoliers typically did have AP. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't ever really take Pistoliers in my Empire builds. But we do see these little guys as well, fast, have decent melee combatants, kind of like some Dragoon action going on. Let's take a look at our next one. The Carroburg Greatswords, one that I think everyone has been pretty damn excited about, and one that we have already seen. We're going to have AP, anti-infantry in these guys. They also have a magical aura, and they are unbreakable. So that'll be really nice for a greatsword unit to have a nice little center linchpin in your army to kind of hold the tide of greenskins as you're playing, I'm sorry, not greenskins, lizardmen as you're playing Marcus Wolfheart. We'll see what these magical auras are in the days to come as they reveal more and more from the campaign. Those guys are pretty sweet looking. We have the Northland Mariners. I'm sorry, Mariners. Charge defense versus against all here, not just large, which is quite nice. Anti-large and AP, to be expected, but they also have aquatic. Now, you might be thinking, why is that a big deal? Well, if you're playing on Lustria, you're going to deal with a lot of aquatic maps, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of, like, not Skaven, skinks and Croxagores taking advantage of those aquatic behaviors. At least with the Northland Mariners, you can kind of bring the fight to them in their aquatic, not atmosphere, environment. The Sootson's guns. Now this is a magic mortar, it looks like. No friendly fire. So I'm wondering if this just means it won't do damage outright to friends. I'm not really sure, but I'm hoping, or at least I'm guessing that's what it means. That's pretty sweet. And it also does flaming attacks as well. So these guys are pretty different. I like that. I like how they've taken like the typical kind of formula for what we've seen so far and really turned it on its head, adding nice little touches here and there. Eldred's Guard here. Now we can see that these guys are definitely like Knights of the Blazing Sun. Their patron is Myrmidia, which is actually it's primarily in Tilia and Astalia, more so than it is in the Empire. But think of kind of like Athena a little bit as far as like a Greek god comparison. But anti-large for these guys, charge defense against all rather than just large. It looks like we get some it looks like they have encourage on them as well, which is quite nice. Also, silver shields. I don't think that normal spearmen have silver shields. I think they have got bronze shields. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm a little too goddamn excited. Now let's go ahead and keep moving on down this road. So we got the green Power Rangers. We got the Gunnerman's Surefires, which are handgunners. Decent melee combatants, so maybe they've got some capabilities in melee. It looks like AP to be expected. Vanguard and Stalk, which should be pretty nice for these guys. You'll basically have like almost like a huntsman unit, but using handguns to kind of get up there and do some 160 range. I think that's a little bit increased over your standard handgunner. Your handgunner's got like 120 range. Again, I can't remember off the top of my head, but 160 matches that of a High Elf Archer, so that's pretty damn awesome. Actually, I think the High Elf Archer is 180. The Stir River Patrol Guardsmen here, or Crossbowmen, they've got increased range at 160, it looks like. And they also have the exact same icon here that we see on the new Skaven Gatling gun, a Rattling gun. And so it looks like they'll probably have a suppression fire mechanic added into their profile as well. So as they do damage, they'll be slowing things down so they can do more damage to them in time, because they'll be able to get more shots in before they actually connect with their target. Also, we can see that they've got Vanguard deployment, and they also have flaming attacks. So quite a bit of a kit here with the Stir River Patrol. The Swords of Ulrich are a new swordsman unit. Oh, look at that. That is sweet. Oh, that is awesome. It looks like they've got Frenzy and they cause fear, which is pretty cool. I think that's really awesome here for just a swordsman unit. I never would have thought of Frenzy on a unit of swordsmen. Fanatics, sure, but I'm not Fanatics. Flagellants, sure, but not on a swordsman unit. Oh, and we'll stop the video here since we've already kind of gone into the Shredder of Lustria and the Dread Saurian. Actually, we didn't look at the Shredder of Lustria in my my video, but here you go. 612 missile damage that is going to be coming out with poison attacks, as well as the AP of 750 on this bad boy. The big thing here is, again, that 60 speed is real nice. This is his aura that does reduce leadership, anything around him. He causes terror, and he also has encourage. So he has quite a couple things going for him. We didn't cover him in my video, unfortunately, but here is his stat profile, so you can at least see that. You can see the Razor Dawns right here as well. But as a whole here, guys, I am so excited for things coming out for the Hunter and the Beast. It has been such a long, lonely time since the last DLC. So I'm really excited for more coverage coming out from Creative Assembly. Anything that they release, we will cover. I got plenty more goods coming your way. I got a nice lore video for all of the hunters that are actually... I will jump right over to this point. All the hunters in Marcus Wolfheart's campaign. We saw them kind of teased in in the Steam portion, we can see all their individual characteristics of who they are. Yes, the engineer is a dwarf. And we also got to see like what their names were. Well, their names actually correlate to people that are in 8th edition army books or in rule books, or people that have actually been renamed. So look out for that lore video coming out tomorrow. We'll go through all those individual hunters and who they are. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Let me know in the comment section below who you're excited about, which guy you really, which unit you really want to see and play with first, or which campaign you're going to play with first. I really want to know which one you guys are hankering for. But as always, have a good one and take care.